Welcome to Acquisitions Anonymous, Internet's #1 podcast about buying, selling, investing in, and talking about small businesses for sale. Today, we went through and covered a deal in the crypto space. And for a rare time, we actually disagreed on thumbs up and thumbs down on this one. I was violently thumbs up because this is one of the best businesses I've seen in a long time. So check out the episode. Hopefully, you'll have as much fun listening to it as we did making it. Here it is.
So Acquisitions Anonymous.
Hello, another episode of Acquisitions Anonymous.
We don't have 100% beard anymore.
I'm thumbs downing on just the plus inventory alone.
Big thanks to High Level for sponsoring this video and helping us pay for our editors. High Level is the all-in-one CRM that handles your emails, texts, funnels, and more all in one place. Think of it like the Swiss Army knife for small businesses, and you can try it for free for 30 days at gohighlevel.com/Michael Girdley. Heather, I click record while Mills is talking somebody down off a roof or getting something fixed. I don't know. He's doing real business there. I could see it on the video.
He is. Something serious is going on.
It is the tough thing about contracting and maybe why I don't like it. You know, it is every day you are in there on call 24/7 dealing with stuff. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. I've seen that face before. I've lived it.
Yeah. It's you need to jump in when you need to jump in. Mills, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. I was on the other line.
Was there's a person you're talking to on a roof or near a roof?
No, I just got off a roof and they wanted to know about it. It's actually the founder of our business who is still kind of involved, y'all. And we've invested in some real estate deals that kind of are adjacent to our roofing work. And the developer was calling and giving him an update. And the developer was trying to explain co-working spaces to our founder. And so he explains it for like 5 minutes. And Dominic's like, okay, so instead of collecting rent from 20 hippies, you just collect rent from one hippie who deals with the other 20 hippies. I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Boomers in South Carolina are another breed, bro. Another breed.
Yeah, it's not your typical boomer.
Yeah. All right. Anything else folks want to talk about? Otherwise, I would love to pitch you on always a space for stuff on the level, a crypto news deal.
I can't
go for it.
All right. So this is a crypto news deal on LoopNet. For those of you keeping track of it.
About that.
Normally we find these on website closers or, some random Twitter account, but no. It's on LoopNet, the home of real estate deals. So the heading here is top 10 crypto news media brand with global syndication doing $6 million in revenue. The asking price for this business is $16 million. It cash flows $6 million per year on gross revenue of $6 million per year with EBITDA of $3.5 million per year. For those of you keeping track at home, it is impossible for those numbers to make sense.
Cash flow equals revenue, but EBITDA is half of cash flow.
This is on LoopNet, so.
It's actually the listing. It looks like, so the listing comes through LoopNet, but it's actually from Biz Buy Sell, it says.
Which are both owned by CoStar. So, yeah.
I forgot.
That's why they cross-pollinate to improve their distribution. Yeah, so those of you keeping track at home, cash flow is supposed to be how much cash is generated each year that was not in the owner's pocket the year before. And some people get that confused that that's how much cash comes into the business, that's how much flows into the business, but in reality, cash flow is how much does the owner put in their pocket from owning the business. So that's why that doesn't make sense. This also appears, Mills, not to be listed by a broker. It's listed by Harrison Fry.
Okay, but I just looked him up. Harrison is on Twitter, and it's Fry Crypto, @Fry Crypto Guy. It's Harrison Crypto Guy Fry, and he's the co-founder and CGO at Acquire.fi. It's a marketplace for crypto M&A, which might be the business in question.
Okay, wow.
He may be listing this crypto business. I mean, Heather, I don't know your thoughts on this, but every time I've looked at people that are in the M&A small business broker space, I'm like, oh, I would definitely just pick a niche and own that. FedEx routes.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Become a specialist in something. Yeah.
I
the
just put the link
generalist
profile.
the generalist business broker business seems like hell. Not
Yeah,
fun.
I
He
agree.
seems young. He seems very young.
Why the hell not? All right, so let me tell you about this business. It has $3.5 million in profits, 25 million monthly impressions, and a DA score of 75. So that should be a domain authority score, I believe, showing how their domain of whatever this is for crypto news is high. So it's a high authority crypto native news platform and newswire service ranked among the top 10 globally with extensive content distribution via Binance News, CoinMarketCap, Flipboard, and 300 syndication partners. The brand is trusted by a global audience and was awarded the Binance Square Creator of the Year. Backed by a 45-person team, the outlet reaches 25 million readers monthly and boasts 500 engaged followers across social platforms. Its global sessions are led by users in the US, UK, Germany, Korea, and Japan. It's had month-over-month growth, and it's a newswire service that's growing and projected to pass revenue from the news platform soon. So what is the
What's
difference
the
between a
difference
newswire
between
service? Oh, okay. So I think the newswire service is when people have like crypto projects or whatever and want to pay them to send out a press release. It's kind of like Business Wire. And then the news platform is them reporting on stuff going on.
Yep. I think you're right.
So key assets are 300 syndication partnerships. So I guess they go to folks like Binance, who is, an exchange for crypto, and then they syndicate in news into those sites and get paid for that. So that's a cute little business there. Then there's Binance Square, which has 500,000 engagements. I don't know what Binance Square is. Wide global reach and brand recognition, and they have exclusive event and founder assets. They claim to have some growth potential, monetized via newsletters, affiliate programs, or regional news editions, expanded into courses and media franchising already in process, opportunity to tokenize the brand at $50 million valuation.
Oh,
So the founder has built the brand from the ground up and is now exploring strategic opportunities. The business runs lean with minimal oversight, few weekly admin calls, and he's open to staying on during the transition to an advisory role. Full financials and traffic analysis available under NDA. Okay, so I'm going to pause there because there's a lot of jargon in there, and we're going to have a fun part of this episode, which is, okay, who wants to try to explain what this business does in regular English?
I'm the oldest person here, so definitely not me.
Oh, are you older than me?
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at
Let's not talk about it.
That's all we're gonna say.
I brought it up.
Good chat. Okay, Mills, you want to try? You want me to do it?
Sorry, I went down a rabbit hole of this guy. There's a link to his website, which is Acquire.fi, and there are listings on it that are just wild. We'll have to look at those in a minute. But
Yeah.
I found this listing on his listing website also. So I think he is the broker, but not the founder.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the confusing thing about this is there's news, and then somewhere at the top they talk about syndication or global syndication. Yep. Okay. I thought that they were syndicating funds. All they're doing is syndicating news. So they are acting as a distribution platform for other people's news headlines, which you can pay to have them send out to their list. And they also are a news platform where they write their own content. They have a team of 45 people who I'm guessing are doing writing and editing and maybe curating stories. And I'm guessing, but they don't say anything about it, I'm guessing they sell ads.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I think they get paid ads, and then they get paid to syndicate the content as well, and then they get paid to publish the news wire articles. So it's kind of like,
as an outsider in anything crypto related, is I don't know who is trustworthy and who is the actual authority. And I think that is relatively true about the entire ecosystem. So it makes me think that there is a need, or there's at least demand for a company like this that says we can get more eyeballs on your project or your token or your offering. and we can make it seem more legitimate and more valid because you'll have published news stories about you.
Yeah. When there's a whole parallel industry exactly to this that exists in the conventional financial products, financial services world, right? Like Matt Paulson, who's on Twitter and is the best thing about Matt Paulson's Twitter is he's not using it for anything other than just like talking about himself and having fun. So he's totally unhinged. But his core business is exactly this, like reporting on the market, selling ads, and then turning that into customized ad packages for people that are selling info products and stuff like that, trading newsletters, all that kind of stuff, which is like great business. Exactly the same business, just for crypto. That's what this is.
Well, and there's
crazy.
Huge established businesses that do this. Look at Morningstar in the traditional fund space. Morningstar has a bunch of analysts. They rate the funds. They give them stars. They check their performance against a benchmark. They give you information on manager changes. And Morningstar is a paid gateway, right? You don't just always get it all for free. There's kind of the freemium model. And this seems like it's maybe a little bit more news focused than kind of like research and data driven. But there is definitely a precedent, to your point, Michael, for financial products to have kind of these adjacent media rating exposure components.
Yeah. So do we understand, are we aligned with what this business is? This is
I think you guys got it. That makes sense. I would love to know the revenue channels. Like we said, there's probably ad revenue. You pay to, put your story out there. $6 million seems like a lot of revenue for this. And I have a dumb question. If you are in a business that's totally in the crypto space, do you have revenue that is dollars and then revenue that is crypto?
That's a great point.
Only do things in dollars.
I've never thought about that. But yeah, it stands to reason there's probably people who are like, I want to pay you in a cryptocurrency.
Right. I would think so.
Is 25 million monthly users a lot for this? I just have no frame of reference.
I think that's an excellent question. I have no idea. Where's Bill when you need him?
Yeah. You get some number of people here. Yeah, that it does seem like a lot of it seems like a lot of revenue for what it does, and it does seems like a lot of impressions.
Yeah, I mean, what I think what you're also interested in is like daily active users and that sort of thing. Impressions can be gamed a lot. I mean, you see that every time you go to weather.com now, an IBM business, which is just like a spammy, like how many ads can we show you?
Yes, so bad.
By the way, if anybody has a good web site, a web native like weather app now that's usable, like I would love to use it because Dark Sky was on my phone, got killed by Apple, and now we have the terrible Apple weather app which says it's going to rain and it doesn't work. And then you have weather.com, which is the spammy thing. Maybe we should get into the weather business, Mills. Do you know anything about weather? You're on roofs all the time.
Every roofer is a weatherman is the phrase.
Yeah, I bet. Or you move here where the weather never changes, so we don't even look at an app.
Yeah. Like what is fluctuations in weather? I don't know.
I mean, I guess if 25 million impressions, if you're doing display advertising, CPM style advertising is something very interesting. And I would be willing to bet this site has a ton of display ads on it, amongst other stuff. I bet we could go to MarketBeat and you could just see the exact same playbook that Matt Paulson's running is what these guys are running as well, just for crypto.
I wonder too, like a business like this, I get worried that do people actually go to this website? Like when they want news, are they going to this website? Like when I want news about the financial markets, I go to marketwatch.com and they have written content, they have curated content, and they, like I can look up any stock price, like ticker, like that's just what I'm used to going to. That or Seeking Alpha. Those are like the authorities in my mind. Seeking Alpha is more like kind of investor articles, like they're written with some authority about specific stocks. I go to those, directly. Is this the type of website that people wake up and they want to know what's going on in the crypto world and they type in this URL or like they have a link to it saved? Or are they going somewhere else? They're searching for like news about fill in the blank, some kind of altcoin or something like that. News, about Huckto's girls coin or whatever, like the thing of the day is. And and then it's redirected to their website because they're so good at their content strategy and they just overwhelm the kind of topic of the day and traffic finds its way to them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I'm not an
Well,
internet person, but
yeah. Well, I think it's the same game that people are playing when they play the market, right? And they're signing up for these newsletters, they're going to Market Beat. They're trying to look for alpha, right? They're trying to look for an edge where they can go trade on that. And the same exact thing is happening here. And I bet over time, if you're an all-in-one kind of source for somebody, they come to you for, hey, what's happening in crypto today? Where can I find my next trading opportunity where I'm going to make money? Via investing or day trading or whatever, some combination thereof. So I would be willing to bet that the completeness here of how wide it tries to cover the entire crypto market is a moat for the business, right? You're going to get a lot of repeat customers because they're coming back trying to play the video game of investing for them every single day.
Is this the authoritative site? Do we think so? Or is this, one of a few?
they say top 10.
Yeah, top 10 is more than a few. So that's, I guess, I'd want to know, where do you rank in the 10? Because if you're lower, if you're below 5, even below 4, I think you're not in the top 3. I feel like it's a vulnerable business because somebody else can sort of become the authority website, and everybody else just becomes the secondary lower tier.
Yeah, I think if you think about the parallel of what's happened in the financial markets, you got to assume that would probably happen here. And for conventional markets, there's a big fragmentation and segmentation around that. I bet they segment around the types of investors you're getting. You got the 75-year-old dentist, and then you got the retired dentist, and then you got the 40-year-old degenerate gambler, who's buying and selling crypto tokens to try to make money, and everything in between. So that'd be my suspicion. I don't think there's going to be a New York Times of this that, becomes the 2 or 3 that dominate everything and nothing else matters. I bet it niches down, and I bet you each one of these has a personality they go after. That's my guess.
That would make sense.
I think there's a lot about this business that is figure outable.
Yeah.
Like, there's tools online where you can analyze website traffic data. I'm just not used to doing it. But if this is a space that you're using the tools you already know about, you're checking their traffic, you're checking sources, you're checking, how people are actually coming to that page. And you could figure out where does this business actually rank in kind of the list of, of news sources. And then, to your point, Heather, quality of revenue matters, because if it's all ad driven, and they talk about this growing newswire business, but it's out of the 6 million in revenue, it's only doing 100,000, but it's growing a lot. Like, what's the ceiling? What's the cap for that?
Right. And 45 people is a lot of people, given the margin here. I think these 45 people must be over, offshore contractors.
They say the business is home based. I don't even think they have an office.
Yeah, so these are contractors probably.
Hey everyone, it's Bill, and I want to tell you about maybe the most exciting sponsor we've had in a long time on the pod. It's called CapitalPad, and it is the thing that I wish existed when I started my journey of operating and investing in small businesses. So CapitalPad is a marketplace for acquisition entrepreneurs, that is, people who want to buy a business and need capital to list their deals and solicit capital from other people who want to invest in acquisition deals. So if you want to back somebody buying a small business, CapitalPad is the place to do it. And if you want to buy a business and need capital, you can go on CapitalPad to be introduced to investors. So the really great thing too from the investor side is that CapitalPad takes care of all of the details that can get hairy with small business acquisitions. They handle standardized terms, standardized governance, standardized distributions, all upfront in black and white. Basically, CapitalPad professionalizes investing in small businesses. And the returns can be really, really good. I'm so stoked they exist. It's founded by my friend Travis, who is a phenomenal entrepreneur in his own right. So if this sounds like something that is appealing to you, if you want to buy a small business and need capital, or if you want to invest in small businesses, go check out capitalpad.com and tell them that Acquisitions Anonymous sent you.
They are contractors. I bet there's a combination of, overseas folks. I bet that's totally part of it. it was an interesting thing. I knew a guy who started a competitor to our local newspaper. He did a digital only local business site as a for-profit at the beginning. And he said, I asked him once, I was like, what was the biggest lesson you learned doing a digital native local newspaper? And he said, oh, when I started it, I thought I had to go out and pay reporters like $90,000 a year, like these like pretty good wages to be a reporter, right? And he said, then I realized the people that would do an even better job than them were the 24-year-old recent journalism graduates, and they were working day jobs as waiters, and they were hungry for a reporting job that paid $12 an hour. He's like, that's the mistake I made at the beginning. And, this is one of those jobs that people feel a calling to. And I bet you, and they just want to nerd out and be in the information chain and maybe trade on that stuff because they're getting, tips and all that kind of stuff beforehand. I bet you it is not hard to find reporters and writers for this site and producers. I bet you the crypto nerds, they love it. And this guy has no problem hiring some guy from South Africa or Kenya or Honduras that just wants to nerd out about and get paid for it. Like I bet the labor is not a problem at all.
Michael, I put a link in the chat to the other listings that are available from this brokerage. And I think it's interesting just to look at because there's a lot of it here that is just, I don't know, it's like ephemeral. It's not, there's nothing tangible. Most of these, I think it even says the number one marketplace for buying and selling Web3 businesses and assets. And there's a lot of Web3 marketing agencies, all-in-one Web3 tool suite platform, established crypto launchpad. There's a lot of gamification things in here, like mobile gaming platforms, but then also gamified trading. Like there's just a bunch of things that scare me a lot relative to, yes, they could be amazing opportunities, but if you don't know this space like me and you're a total outsider, I am the patsy at the table. And sure, these businesses could take off and do fantastic, but they seem like very, very expensive and highly risky and not a lot of cash flow to back it up.
And they're not pre-approved for an SBA loan.
Heather, I was like a layup, I was like, here you go.
I think this is just such an awesome way to create a business as well. I love what these guys did with Acquire.fi. Like even before we start talking about the listings they have, like it is so cool that they saw crypto happening and they said, okay, well, crypto is happening. There's this trend. How can we take advantage of that? Oh, like there's going to be M&A in the crypto space. So like, let's build a brokerage for crypto, like a business brokerage for crypto. Like there are just so many patterns where you can do that. And like, if you see a trend happening, you're like, okay, AI is happening. You know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be the law firm for AI stuff. I'm going to be the business brokers. I'm going to be the insurer for this group. And, it all starts with just identifying a trend. So, I mean, the first thing is like, Mills, this brokerage is awesome. Like these are real deals. They're selling them. No regular business brokers touching them. Like that's, I'm so impressed.
I'm scared. I mean, I agree. If there's any place in the value chain you want to sit, it's owning the marketplace where all the businesses come to sell. I 100% agree with you there.
They've done 40 million in deals, they claim, since I got started. So
what is their order book size? What does that mean in this case? That's like the total asking price of all the businesses they've listed?
Order book? I don't know.
Oftentimes what marketplaces like this do is charge you to get premier access to deals, kind of like Acquire.com does and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's the case or not.
So it looks like it's the total number of shares or contracts that a trader has available to buy or sell.
Yeah, so they have $500 million in listings on the site, 305 businesses and 16,000 users.
So their close rate up until this point is 1%.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I say closed relative to open orders.
Yeah.
10%.
It's very like trader terminology. Oh, yeah. So I was missing a comma in there.
10%. Yeah.
They also offer secondaries. So there's a whole secondary marketplace for these privately held shares.
So it's an exchange.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a door
knew existed.
I found it for you right here, Heather. There's a Dora the Explorer
What
crypto.
would I have done without you?
Just, can you send over $500,000 this afternoon
It's a minimum ticket. Wow.
for the Dora the
don't know,
Explorer
like,
coin?
none of these things even like I've never heard of any of these. How is it that they're raising this much money for something?
You got me, bro. Oh man. Okay, so let's go back to the deal.
Yeah, sorry. This was a rabbit hole I think worth going down.
It was super interesting that we found it.
So is this business sellable for $16 million? Did you see the financing note at the bottom, by the way? They say basically the majority of must be bulk of cash upon closure, can be creative on the rest of the deal. They're like, look, if you give me $12 million, we can work out the rest.
Well, I think Heather, what we need to do is we will invent our own crypto coin called Horse Coin.
Okay. I'm in.
Yeah, so it's called Horse Coin, and you're gonna issue the coin. You're gonna do 1 million coins, okay? And I'm gonna buy a coin from you for a discount. I'm gonna buy it for $1,000.
Okay.
So then that would set the price for the value of your horse coin at $1,000 million, so $1 billion. So then we'll take half of those horse coins and then we'll use those to buy this business.
So smart. I love the
I'm
creative.
surprised you went with horse coin and not SBA pre-approved coin.
I was going to go for worm farm coin, but that was already taken. Somebody already issued that one last week.
We won't need SBA loans anymore with all these horse coins we'll have. This is great.
I mean, the irony is I just gave you the entire FTX business model.
Yeah.
That's what these guys did. Like, oh, we're going to invent fake coins. We're going to set a weird price for them, and then we're going to treat them like they're dollars. Like, okay, cool. Thanks. This is great.
That's why my whole question when we're trading with crypto businesses is, why are we listing them in dollars?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I missed this before, but they do say full financials and traffic analytics available under NDA. That at least tells me that I think there's probably, if this is a space you're familiar with, they know what you want to see, which is you want to know the traffic. It all hinges on the traffic. And then the financials would tell you what is their cost structure to support that level of traffic. And you could really dig into, is this revenue sustainable? And I think you just are underwriting the risk of, can you keep, this world is going to keep changing, absolutely, at a faster pace than most Main Street kind of blue collar traditional M&A deals. Can you stay in front of the change long enough to recoup your investment with a return? I don't hate it. I just am so hard, like double thumbs down, because I know nothing about this world.
I mean, fundamentally, this is a media business. So I'm going to take the other side of this. This is a great business. I mean, I would love to own this business. I don't think I want to own it at $16 million, just risk adjusted, because I don't have a media background. But everything about this business is awesome, right? Like there's moats around a bunch of different aspects of it, moats of scale, contracts they have for syndicating, the listings, like all the kind of stuff that they have going on, the staff, like there's a ton of moats here that's really good. You know, if you're bullish on the crypto sector continue to grow over time, like, and I think it will, because people love to gamble, right? And that's what crypto is fundamentally for many folks. Like, I think this is a great business to be in, just like MarketBeat's a great business to be in, just like MarketWatch is a great business to be in, just like the only part of Yahoo that any of us actually care about is Yahoo Finance. Nothing else matters. Like, because being in the information, like data business, like these guys are, is a really good business, right? I think it's great.
And it would cost you a lot of money and a lot of time to try and compete up to 25 million monthly users. I mean, it might be, and it might even be impossible at this point because of their first mover advantage. Okay, so I'm only Michael, you convinced me. I'm only one thumb down now.
I mean, even still, this is at 4 times, a little over 4.5 times EBITDA. And I think there's, I can't imagine they have much IDTA at all. Like, it's an international business. There's no hard assets here. People are working from home. There's no offices. Like, there's no CapEx required to keep this business going. Like, this is a great freaking business to be in. Like, kudos to the founder for creating it.
Yeah.
So, Heather, you can get me a $16 million SBA loan on this one, or what?
No, definitely not. So I'm thumbs down because I think I understand what it is from what you've explained. And I do think there's a good media business here for someone who is an absolute expert in both crypto and media. Then yes, this could be very, very interesting for somebody like that. And I actually know somebody like that. So I might even have to show him this listing. But yeah, it just made me think of that. But for anyone else, it's a thumbs down because it would be a very scary place for a non-expert.
I was just going to say, great deal, Michael. You wrote a good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm thumbs up. This is a good company. You guys need to respect game. This person created a good business. I wish this is one I wish I'd created. That's how good this business is. So,
okay. So I am going to say one thing. I'd be willing to bet, Michael, $50 Chili's gift card if you're still on your Chili's kick.
What do you mean still?
It's perpetual. You'll never come off it.
How dare you?
To bet that you signed the NDA and this is a very messy business and there are a lot of red flags.
You mean like every other business people look at? Like,
extra red flags.
Oh, is this one just more of a disappointment than every other business that you look at when you sign the NDA?
Good point.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is a good episode. Congratulations to me on bringing a good deal. Thumbs up. Yeah. Yay. We'll catch you next week. If you enjoyed this episode or you think we're totally wrong or you have comments on it, tell us about it on X, Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have a chance, sign up for our newsletter. We send out all the deals that are fit to be consumed by our audience, and it can help your deal flow as well. So check that out at acquisitions, ACQUANON.com, our website. All right. Catch you later.